Welcome back to Making the Madness on YouTube. Today we are looking at our top 10 uh, upsets of the tournament. We're going to do them in countdown order, first round of upsets only. So if you're looking at like a 10-7 matchup or a 10 over 2 in the second round, we might do that later. But these are just for the first round matchups here. And we're going to do them in countdown order, saving the best for last. I'm going to start here. I'm going to go Syracuse over San Diego State. Um, One, I think Syracuse is a team that always peaks in March. The zone defense is always kind of tough to prepare for, and Buddy Boeheim is shooting lights out. So I think you know I would say there's about it would be a 50-50 type game, Syracuse over San Diego State, but it is a popular upset pick. Now on to Sean for his upset pick and the number 9 upset of the first round.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Colgate over Arkansas. This is going to be a game that has a lot of scoring, and with Colgate, you have Jordan Burns, who's been a fantastic four-year guy. You have Jack Ferguson, who leads the country in offensive rating, actually, which is pretty crazy to think about. Then you have Keegan Records and Jeff Woodward inside. I think that I could see this going either way. I think Arkansas might win, but I could totally see a scenario where Colgate is just lights out from deep and is able to pull away at the huge upset. Arkansas is a great team, but I would not be surprised to see Colgate steal one.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Now on to the number 8 upset. I have Georgetown over Colorado. Not really an impactful upset overall. Um, the Hoyas are playing really hot right now. They just won the Big East tournament. I can definitely see a scenario that Juarez Wahab kind of dominates Evan Batty inside. The guards with Georgetown kind of play equal. So I can definitely envision a scenario, and I picked it on my bracket. Georgetown over Colorado. That is an upset. Not really, big time. Look at this type upset, but I think it's a potential upset here.
Yeah, with the seventh upset here, I'm going with Utah State. I like Nemias Queta. He could take over in this game with the smaller Marcus Santos Silva on him. Mac McClung's super hit or miss for Texas Tech. He could have a 30-point game or he could have a 5-point game. It's tough to tell with him. But I'm going with Craig Smith, who transformed his team into an elite defensive team. I'm going to take the Aggies to move on with the win over Texas Tech.
All right, and moving on here, we've got the number 6 upset. It is North Texas over Purdue. I think I would say Purdue's probably going to win the game, but I definitely envision a scenario where North Texas one kind of mucks it up. They certainly, I think, proven that they can handle size. They just took care of Charles Bassey in the championship game, so they're going to keep it low scoring. They're going to muck it up. They're going to keep it ugly, and then if the Purdue young guards kind of struggle a little bit, I think North Texas upsetting Purdue, is it the most likely 14 over 3 upset? I'd say not, but I think it's a one that's very realistic.
Yeah, I could see a scenario where that happens when you have two guards like Javion Hamlet and Mardrez McBride. Anything can happen there. With the next upset, though, it's my pick, and I am going to go with uh, Oral Roberts as a 15 seed over Ohio State. Max A. Smith is the best scorer in the country, 24 points a game, 48% from the field, 43% from deep, and 89.9% from the foul line. He had a historically great season. Kevin O'Banner's 18-10 guy. He shot 46% from deep as a 6'8 big man. Oral Roberts is one of the smaller teams in the country, and they struggle on defense a lot, but their offense is one of the best in the country. I think that Oral Roberts could certainly win this game. It'll be a high-scoring game, but I think they could win this one.
Yeah, definitely going to be very, very high scoring. Both these teams can get up and down. They can shoot, they can score. So, Oral Roberts winning a shootout would, I don't think is out of the realm of possibility. I think it's the most likely uh, 15 over 2 upset that there is. Moving on to number 4 here, uh, I'm going to go Abilene Christian over Texas. Am I going to pick it in my bracket? Maybe not, but in terms of this game, I think Abilene Christian they're going to play a muck it up defensive style. And with Texas, there are some times where the team looks awesome, shows up every game. There are also times where they just don't show. So, I think Abilene Christian beating Texas would be a very realistic upset pick here. If you are wanting to go with a 3/14, I think this is the most likely 14/3 upset.
Yeah, I'm certainly with you there. The defensive intensity Joe Goulding squad has is scary good. I'm going to go with the 12/5 here. Give me the UCSB Gauchos over Creighton. Creighton's a super boomer bust team with how much they shoot the ball. If Zagorowski and Mitch Ballack are hitting threes, they'll probably win. But I'm going with the full just complement of Ja'Cory McLaughlin, the Big West Conference Player of the Year. Amadou Sow is a really good player inside. Miles Norris, a former top 50 recruit, has been balling. You look at Josh Pierre-Louis, one of the best defenders in the country. I just think all the ingredients are there for Joe Pasternak's squad to steal a win here and head to the round of 32.
All right. With the number 2 upset, we have Ohio over Virginia. I think it's one very realistic. One, you have COVID issues with Virginia. They're not going to be able to practice this entire week. So when you have that in the equation, you also have an Ohio team with a superstar in Jason Preston, who's going to be the best player on the court. In Virginia, as much as the pack line is really good at, stopping players, they're also, I think guards can score, especially if they're going against Kihei Clark, because he's not really an elite defender. So, I think this is a matchup that I think is very realistic to happen. I think Ohio takes down Virginia and advances to the next round. But it is the number 2 upset because we have one that is potentially bigger.
I'm going with my Winthrop Eagles to beat Villanova. That's been a team I've been on all season. Chandler Bodger, a 6'7" point guard, shades of Magic Johnson. He's not a great shooter, but he can run the floor tremendously. He can pass, he can drive. He's a solid defender. He just does everything well. And I think that Chandler Vaudrin is going to be fantastic. You look at DJ Burns inside. You look at Kelton Talford and Chase Claxton coming off the bench. Russ Jones eating some minutes. And then you have Adonis Arms as a 6-man. Josh Corbin can light it up from deep. Mike Enumba and Kyle Zunick both play roles as more experienced guys that are kind of glue guys. I just love all the pieces you have to run 11 deep. Give me Winthrop.
All right. So that is our upsets to watch in the NCAA tournament. We've done 10 of them. It's going to be a fun NCAA tournament, and most definitely stay tuned to Making the Madness. We'll have more content to come.